Okay, what is up, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing well. Like always, guys, if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help out, and make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. But guys, welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is well. Excuse me. I just need to clear the throat. Hope everyone is well. Kelvin, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. We've seen some movement in the markets. Things are looking interesting. A couple of pairs have got my attention. I will go through some of the pairs I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm currently still holding on to both my positions, which I was talking about yesterday. So still currently long on pound NZD. We did have a pretty strong rejection off that high at 2.117, but more or less as expected, to be honest. Coming back into a major high, you do expect to see some type of reaction. But nonetheless, I'm still holding this trade, expecting a lot more upside. Again, really trying to maximize the risk reward on these positions. We'll see how far this one can go. As I've been saying yesterday, I'm still looking for upside targets up there. Not necessarily to have my take profit there, but we'll be training a stop loss and seeing how far I can go with the position. But the analysis still stands. Really nice break and retest off this high over here. Now expecting that to be holding as support, which is doing so far. And if you can remain above that area, I do expect to see continuations to the upside with the next impulse. So impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse. That remains the plan with pound NZD. So yeah, I'm expecting more upside. I did say I was looking at scaling into the position and getting into another pound NZD trade, but I didn't quite come into my level. This was the level I was talking about yesterday, 2.103 as a area to add some more positions. We kind of missed it by a few pips, and even such. At this time, it was like, 5-6 a.m. just before I get into the charts as well. So I wouldn't be on the charts to take the trade anyway. But we potentially could roll over and see a retest of that area before pushing up, or maybe we could break the high and then retest that and then continue. So these are kind of the opportunities I'm looking at adding positions to pound NZD. But I'm still very, very bullish on the pair. High time frames look good, lower time frames look good as well. We'll see how things get on. Of course, nothing's 100%, but we got to deal with our probabilities, and probabilities point upwards to me. So I'll be looking at opportunities to add another trade if I can. Good morning, Sculpey. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. Zark, what is up? I guess I'm long with you. UNSD longs and pound CAD longs. Okay, we'll take a look at them. But yeah, UNSD, pound NZD, very correlated pairs. Good morning, Niraj. Am I saying that correctly? Probably not, but welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. It's been a while. What is up? How are you? I'm doing good, Zark. I'm all good. Hope you are doing well as well. But yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. But yeah, UNZD, pound NZD, very similar pairs, of course, very correlated. So 9 times out of 10, if pound NZD is going up, UNZD is going up as well. And you can see a nice strong reaction there too. So yeah, it looks like we could be seeing a high low being printed. The thing with UNZD is that we've got this big level of resistance just above us, which price is struggling at a little bit. Same thing with pound NZD, in all fairness, as well, struggling at that high. So very similar. But yeah, I'm pretty bullish on pound NZD. UNZD, I'm not as bullish because of the higher time frames. We've been printing these lower highs here, 1, 2, and there is that possibility of third one. So that's why I was focusing a bit more on pound NZD, because for me it's a bit clearer on the higher time frames. But yeah, very similar pairs. So I did say yesterday that a buy on a retest of this level could make a lot of sense, because we kind of printed in a nice double bottom, strong break of structure, retest. Now could see the continuation of that. And so far, pretty strong reaction there, looking good. So yeah, I mean, UNSD, I would be more short-term bullish. Long-term, we'll see what happens at the highs there. But definitely a nice area. Pound CAD looks well, starting to look good as well. I do like the higher time frames. We do have somewhat of a steady uptrend here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're seeing those high lows consecutively, which is obviously a good sign for a trend trader as myself. And it does clear up price pretty well, because now we can be expecting price to make its way back to the highs at 1.733 if the trend, of course, is going to continue. That's what we expect price to end up. So as I was touching upon yesterday, an area which I would like to look for opportunities would be a break and retest of that high, because this looks to be the next high low. If it is going to be the next high low, of course, we want to see a break of the high, retest, continuations. That for me looks like a nice opportunity. Of course, I think you're already in the position a little bit earlier. Fantastic as well. But yeah, same direction, same bias, long bias on pound CAD. Looks like we could be seeing some more strength from that part. But for me, I would want to see a break of that resistance. Aussie CAD, we'll take a look. Okay, that's correct. No way, I got it first time. That's good. What's up, Poppy? Welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. EuroCAD. Oh yeah, you pulled your EuroCAD short yesterday, I remember. Yeah, we did see a pretty big move to the upside on EuroCAD yesterday because of the news that came out. But yeah, EuroCAD did rocket. It was like the market knew that you closed your position, so I was like, okay, let's fly now. But yeah, it was very, very bullish. So yeah, I can see you're definitely thankful for closing that trade beforehand. But yeah, EuroCAD is kind of in that weird place where it's going to fluctuate quite a lot. You can see the conditions of the market. It's there's a lot of fluctuation, so you're going to see a lot of sporadic, unexpected moves. Of course, everything is kind of unexpected, but in this condition, you're going to see a lot more of that. So with EuroCAD, I'm waiting for a break of the resistance here, and then I'll be a little bit more keen for some longs. If we can break 1.475, that would be interesting. Then I'll be looking at trading it back to the high here at 1.50040. So EuroCAD is a pair that, although conditions aren't great, even the grand scheme of things, conditions aren't great, but we are starting to print some high lows here which haven't gone unnoticed, and a strong break of that high, something like this would pique my interest. It have to be a strong impulsive break as well, nothing half-hearted. But yeah, EuroCAD, if we can break the high, things get interesting. At the moment, I'm still not really interested in this area. Aussie CAD, I'll take a look. So yeah, with Aussie CAD, things have been quite interesting. I would say I'm bearish because of the higher time frame market structure, but overall it has been quite sideways with Aussie CAD, and historically speaking, Aussie CAD is quite a choppy pair. So we're kind of seeing the choppiness in all its glory right now. I would have a bearish bias, but like I said, I'm not seeing any good opportunities to short it. There's one thing having a bias, is a second thing having an actual setup. And right now, I'm not seeing a good setup to short. If we can start breaking some structure, then maybe that could open up. Because at this moment in time, we still do have this bullish structure here with the high, the low, the high, the low, the high, which potentially could print a new higher low for a new higher high. So that bullish structure is still at play. If we can break the structure, then things get a little bit more interesting. Shorts become a little bit more interesting and a lot clearer as well. So yeah, as of right now, this is more of a bullish territory. This is where we kind of find, all our buys in the last leg. We built up price action here, big explosion to the upside. Now we're kind of sitting on that same area. This is naturally a place where if you're looking to buy the market, it makes a lot of sense. So me having a bearish bias doesn't make sense to sell it now. If anything, I want to see price break through this area, invalidate that structure, and then print a lower high, and that becomes a little bit more probabilistic. But even then, I need to see price action, how things are setting up. But right now, I wouldn't like shorting it. Longs make a bit more sense, but as I said, I don't really have a long bias on Aussie CAD. We have a pretty slow downtrend, and I'm still looking to trade in that direction, but I need a little bit more from it, a little bit more. And let me know your bias on that pair as well. Same analysis, okay, on pound NZD. So yeah, hopefully I can find another position of pound NZD, because there is a lot of upside potential for pound NZD, especially from the higher time frames as well. So if I can, I want to take advantage of the opportunity and maximize the reward there for getting another trade. But we shall see. For all we know, it could come straight back down, or it might take off. As long as you have that kind of open mind in the markets, of course you have your bias, you have your setups, you have your probabilities, but you don't want to force too many things on the markets, because it's the recipe for heartbreak. It bounced right off the 200 MA, just like I thought it would. Yeah, it did. We looked at that yesterday. It came off the 200 MA on the daily chart. I would love to know your thoughts on gold, Zark. I will take a look. Anis, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well, bro. Welcome. So yeah, Aussie CAD. I mean, not Aussie CAD, sorry. Gold. Where is gold? So yeah, gold I'm still pretty bullish on. Technicals, everything is pointing up. Of course, fundamentally, there's reasons for higher prices for gold as well. But just purely from a technical standpoint, which is where my focus is, we haven't broken structure, which is the key thing for gold. If we break structure, then yeah, I could probably expect some retracement, but we're still respecting prior lows. We're still respecting this area here, which was our prior low, which gave us this high. So ever since Sunday opened up, we respected it with this big wick, strong push to the upside. So yesterday on my analysis, I was talking about buys on the retest of this area here, which we did see a really nice shift in momentum. Looks like price is trying to push up again. So there's one thing about gold. We are becoming a little bit more corrective. So price is a bit more tired. You can see we're having more frequent pullbacks, more heavy pullbacks. So gold is definitely running out of a bit of steam. It's definitely running out of a bit of steam, but nonetheless, still very bullish. So I would only be looking for buys. Next best opportunity, I'll probably say if you can clear the resistance here and do the exact same pattern, that would make a lot of sense for longs, and essentially targeting back at the highs there at 24.30. So yeah, for gold, I'm still very bullish. I mean, coming into the week, we did have this big sell-off, so I was wondering if we will break structure and get the sells, which is what I was talking about in my weekly analysis, but that never happened. We just respected the low, and now we're forming this kind of step ladder to push higher. So gold, still looking at push back to the highs at 24.30. Maybe once we do that, then we start breaking structure. Who knows, but the trend is still very much up. There's a lot of momentum in the market right now as well. So I wouldn't want to go against it either. I wouldn't want to go against gold right now. Okay, the long position on 80 CAD fib level respected on the 4H. Yeah, so it has come back to a nice area for longs. I have that higher time frame bearish bias, so I'm only looking for sell opportunities, but there is no sell opportunities in anything like we just discussed. It has come back to a really nice area to buy from, so it makes more sense to be looking for longs at these parts. It might mean that the buy doesn't go as far and then comes back down, or it could of course fly, but yeah, for me with that higher time frame bearish bias, I have to be patient. But for now, longs do look good. We're in a nice area where buyers would be looking to get involved in the market. Pound CADs, Matt, currently in pound CAD, almost my partial level. Nice trade thus far. So I suppose you're long in pound CAD then. But yeah, we just touched upon pound CAD. It's still looking very bullish. We have the higher time frame structure, which is pointing up as well. So looking for buys in these conditions is pretty tasty if you're a trend trader. And as I said, if we can get a break and retest of this structure, that would interest me for some longs, and just looking to continue the waves to the upside back to 1.73313. So the plan is still looking for more upside for pound CADs. We're at some resistance now. I do expect it to break, although we have respected it a few times. but I do expect it to break. And the next major target I have for pound CAD is the daily high here at 1.73314, which is where all these rejections have taken place. So pound CAD, I am bullish as well, looking for opportunities too. Good morning, Lauder. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Okay, I see on a Euro USD buy 1.06303. Stop loss at break even now on EUTP Monday's high. Okay, let's take a look at Euro USD. So 1.06303. That's more or less around there. Not exactly, but around there. Stop loss at break even now, so that area. But yeah, I mean, for Euro USD, we have respected the low many times now, so it does look like price is failing to push on, and we could be looking at retracement. Me myself, I do have that higher time frame bearish bias, so I'm not looking to buy Euro USD or any of the dollar pairs for that matter. I'm kind of waiting for them to pull back to short, specifically at these areas, which I was discussing a lot yesterday. But there is some strong signs that we are failing to push lower. Triple bottom there to some extent. Pound USD likewise as well. You can see a lot of these wicks here. So it does look like price is struggling to push lower, and we could be seeing that bigger retracement to those levels I was mentioning. So yeah, I do like the buys in the lower time frames. Not a trade that I would take personally, of course, based on my analysis on the higher time frames, but you know, these are different time frames here, so I can definitely see the bullish potential there for Euro USD as well. And we could be looking at DXY taking a retracement, which is throwing a lot of wicks to the upside as well too. But yeah, I'm still very bullish on DXY, so I'm looking at targets up there around the 107.087 mark. There is definitely room to the downside for retracement, 105.047. That's kind of the range I'm working with the DXY. Expecting a push to the high there, but we could retrace all the way back down there before we do push on. So there is that downside potential to take advantage of. Again, you probably want to be in the lower time frames doing that. For me, myself, I'll be waiting for the buys if they set up. Well, not buys for DXY, but you know what I mean. Sells on the corresponding dollar crosses. But yeah, we have hit an area where price is struggling, so we could be seeing a breather for the dollar pairs. And your target was Monday's high, was it? Yeah, Monday's high. Which one was Monday's high? That's Tuesday. There we go, it's Monday. So yeah, that's a pretty reasonable target as well. Very reasonable target. Strong rejection. Good chance we'll probably get there. I'd actually like Euro USD to go a little bit further to actually retest this and sell, but we shall see. But yeah, looking good. I mean, break even. So worst that can happen is a break even now. That's always the best place to be. Well, just after take profit. But when you got a trade to break even, you know, you just let the market do the heavy lifting. Worst case scenario, you get taken out of break even. Best case scenario, it hits your take profit. But yeah, looking good, and it's looking good. Devishish, am I saying that correctly? Hopefully I am. Welcome to the stream. You're a seat chef. We'll take a look. Yeah, long on pound CAD. Yeah, hopefully I can join you in a break and retest of the high. Gold, we'll take a look. All in one. We could trend line coming down. Euro USD, is it come down? Like I said, I'm still pretty bearish on Euro USD. Strong break of structure that we saw last week. Really strong weekly candles as well across the board for the dollar pairs. As we can see, this is last week's price action. Closed very strongly to the downside. So I am looking at more downside for Euro. All the way back to the lows hit. That's my kind of swing analysis I have for this pair, and as we go through the rest of the dollar pairs, you'll see it's pretty much the same thing as well. But yeah, the levels which I said look good. I mean, if I quickly go to my trading view profile, feel free to to follow me on TradingView. Miko Aodu is just my name. But yeah, so Euro USD looking to short, but looking to short and pullbacks to those areas. As you can see, the market has kind of just consolidated most of the week, so maybe we might get pushed into those levels, so I can then short. And then yeah, targets around the 0.5400 level there as well. So maybe Euro USD is going to see that pullback. If I go to the 4H chart, maybe it's going to see that pullback into those levels now, and then we'll be looking to take it down. So yeah, that's kind of my outlook with Euro USD, still longer term bearish. Okay, correct pronunciation. Wow, I'm 2 for 2 now. I'm 2 for 2. EuroCAD, okay, let me go take a look at EuroCHF first, and then I'll go to EuroCAD. But yeah, EuroCHF, it's an interesting one because we're in a place where we could be forming that next major lower high. We've got one over here, price create new lows, taking up this low, big pullback, could be now creating the next lower high. If I whip out the Fibonacci from the high to the low, you can see we've pulled back into the 0.618. So it's a realistic area where we could see EuroCHF form that next major lower high. This is the weekly chart, by the way, and actually start giving us a nice bearish trend. So I'm looking at selling opportunities for Euro Swiss. We have seen a break of structure, not the best one in the world. You know, this kind of was our last major low, which created the high over there, and we have just about closed below it, but not in a way that gives me a lot of confidence to start shorting just yet. So I'm waiting for a little bit more from EuroCHF, more confidence to sell it basically, and more confidence to sell it just means a more established bearish trend, some more momentum. And if we can break through the low here aggressively, that will be a nice sign that, okay, the bears are really taking control, and a retest of that would be a nice place to short. There is this area here, which price could retest as well. So that's not a bad place either, but I like this setup a little bit more because we are looking to reverse this bullish trend here. But yeah, as I said, EuroCHF, I'm looking for that lower high. We've seen a lot of rejections at that 0.618 on the higher time frames. It looks like we're starting to break structure as well. So I can definitely see a lot of confidence building up for the sellers. As I said, I want a bit more confidence in this bullish, in this bearish structure before I place any trades on it. But yes, I do have a bearish bias here, and I'm expecting more downside. And it's kind of the same for most CHF pairs. We're kind of in an area where we could be looking to turn around. They've all been very, very bullish over the past few weeks, so I do think they'll come up to some prices where we're at least taking a big breather, or maybe we're looking for a big reversal. So interesting times with EuroCHF. Thank you, Natalija. Trying to catch me off guard with these names today, guys. But yeah, we'll take a look at EuroCAD. So with EuroCAD, I said I'm expecting upside, but I do want to see the break of the resistance first, break out of the range first, before I do take any long opportunities, because in the range here, things are very, very unpredictable, in my opinion. It's very, very chaotic in there. There's no clear kind of direction, clear cut trend. So if we can break through the resistance, that clears a lot of things up. And then I'll be expecting price just to continue back to the high here at 1.5004. So that's my kind of swing analysis for EuroCAD, if you will. If we can break through the resistance, that would be fantastic. And then I'll be looking for buy opportunities. But on the lower time frames, 4H, I can't say too much about the price action in these areas because I don't really have much of an edge at play here. So it would just be my best guess. And in trading, you don't really want to be guessing. You want to be trading off actual probabilities and actual edge. And like I said, I don't really have much edge in these conditions. So I need to wait for price to break structure. Then I can be of a bit more use. But yeah, EuroCAD in these conditions, wait for the breakout, and then we can be looking at some opportunities after. I'll touch on gold. Might join you. I'll be up break even. So I think Poppy means they will replace you basically. Knocking this out, Poppy jumps in like a little relay. Stefano, good morning, welcome to the stream. Euro yen, we'll go through the yen pairs. CHF we'll go through some yen pairs. We haven't looked at the yen pairs yet. Again, in terms of the yen pairs, I'm still bullish. We're still seeing higher highs and higher lows. So, any analysis I do, it's from a bullish standpoint. Aussie yen holding onto that area very well. Euro yen, although I am bullish, it's not really coming into a nice level to do anything really. I'm not a big fan of where we're trading at right now for Euro yen. Reason being, there's a lot of resistance, a lot of friction above us. So although I do favor more upside for the pair, it's not a good time to be buying it. So I would be a little bit sketchy there with Euro yen. I mean, there's a good chance we break through, but do I want to find that out with a buy? Probably not. So I think the best opportunity with Euro yen, if you're asking what I would be looking for, would be waiting for price to clear that resistance out of the way and then start to use that as support. That would be my best opportunity, because as of right now, I wouldn't really want to be buying into that, because for all we know, we could see another lower high develop and a push back down. We formed one high over here. This is a second high, which is lower than that high. And then we could form a third one, and then, we could be seeing a reversal. So now's not the best time to be buying Euro yen coming into all of this resistance here. So I'd wait for the resistance to clear and then look for pullbacks shortly after. But I would be bullish. I wouldn't be looking to sell. And CHF actually looks good and is actually a pair that I'm actually looking to buy if it is going to pull back, if it's going to be kind enough to pull back. I was talking about this one on stream yesterday. We had the big breakout to the upside. So I did say if we can get a pullback to retest this area, I will look for longs for push up. Reason being, if I go to the higher time frames, you can still see a really nice uptrend at play. Market looks to be forming its next high low at this area here. We're now breaking structure to the upside, leaving behind really nice resistance. If we can get a retest of that, I will be anticipating the next high low to form and a push eventually back to highs. So yeah, CHF I do like, because this one doesn't have as much friction. Yeah, sure, we are forming some lower highs here, so there's a chance we could form another one, but I've got a bit more room to work with here. I can probably get my trade to break even and start trading first before we do come back into some significant areas. Whereas with Euro yen, we're buying literally straight into that area there, which will be difficult. I mean, you could get to break even very quickly, but it's not giving much room for the trade to play out. Whereas Swiss yen, I can get to break even, give it some room. And it's just a better opportunity overall. So yeah, CHF I do like the buys. Keep an eye on 168.500. Shreyas, what I think of dollar Swiss? Have a bullish bias on it near my entry zone. Okay, we'll take a look at dollar Swiss. What's up, Casperio? Hope you're doing good. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Anything interesting in your watch list? Yeah, I'll go through my watch list. Let me go through a couple more pairs, a couple more requests, and I'll go through my watch list. Okay, looking at USD NOK again. We'll take a look. I haven't looked at USD NOK for a while. I profit nicely today. Nice, Lauder. Took my profits. We'll just watch. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's best if you do profit nicely just to leave the markets alone and go do something else, because sometimes the market will be whispering in your ear, get back into another trade. You're on a hot streak, take another position. Sometimes it's nice just to take the profits and just forget about the chart for the rest of the day or the rest of the week even. But yeah, if you can trust yourself not to do anything silly, then yeah, you can have at it. Okay, let me go through dollar Swiss. So Shreyas, you said you're bullish near your entry zone. So yeah, I'm personally looking to sell, but it's a bit more of a swing bias. I mean, we can have different biases, and the lower time frames would be, bullish for a shorter time. Someone could be bearish for a longer term perspective. So for me, I'm looking at eventually a move back down, which may or may not happen. As long as we can respect this high here, I'm looking for a big sell. Doesn't mean I'm looking to sell right now, and I am not looking to sell right now, because if I go to the lower time frames, we still do have a very confident uptrend on our hands here. So I'm not looking to sell whatsoever right now. If the market can start breaking some structure, giving me some lower highs, then yeah, I would be looking to sell, but we haven't printed any of that. So the trend and the 4H is still very much at play. So looking for buys does make a lot of sense. We are retesting the prior high here, turn support. Maybe not the healthiest pullback in the world. It kind of is just consolidation, really. So maybe not the healthiest pullback in the world, but we are retesting prior high. And of course, we could use this to continue our next leg. So naturally not a bad place to buy. Drop into the hour time frame. Not a bad candle if you can close similar to this. If you can get a nice bullish engulfing from here, you can probably get yourself a trade back into that area there. This is where we had a lot of supply, a lot of selling pressure coming into the market. So buy from here into that area would make a lot of sense. That could be a nice first target. Take partials, stop loss to break even. And then if you're lucky, price might just continue in your favor, or it might come back down and take you out the trade. That'll be up to price to decide, of course. But yeah, we're seeing a nice reaction there. So far looking like a strong bullish engulfing there. That to me looks like a good buy signal. Like I said, conditions aren't the best here, so I'll be a little bit more aggressive with going to break even and taking partials, because we do have a lot of friction above us here, which we can push into and then push straight back down. So you don't want to take an unnecessary loss for that. And of course, best case scenario, we break through and you got yourself a nice winner. But yeah, it does make sense, and it's a nice buy opportunity there. I'll take a look at USD NOK and then I'll go through my watch list. So USD NOK, last time I looked at this one, can't even remember. Maybe it was somewhere around here. Yeah, it was. I remember because Poppy, you were selling it. You were selling USD NOK and you were asking me about take profit because you were holding past your profit target or something like that. And I said, watch out for these areas because we could find support there. And of course, in hindsight, we can see we did. But yeah, USD NOK, I remember we'll talk about that area. I mean, overall, it's a very bullish market here. So yeah, it's not a bad place to sell. We've seen a lot of rejection here. It's definitely not my type of trade. Let me clear the charts, a little bit messy. So yeah, we're coming to a big level resistance supply. This is where we kind of tanked before. So not the best place to be looking for buys right now. I think if it was me looking to get involved with this one, I'll be looking for buys down here, because at least we're far away from any significant zones of resistance or supply, that is, and we're in an area where we're likely to form another higher low, coming back into that 0.618 area. So that's like a nice place to buy. If you're looking to sell USD NOK, then yes, we're at a nice area for it. But yeah, definitely not my type of trade. But of course, I think if you're looking to buy USD NOK, you're going to be looking at quite a big swap cost if you're going to hold overnight. So it might be better to sell. But that would be my analysis going forward. So yeah, if I go through my watch list, I don't actually have a big watch list at the moment. I'm currently in 2 positions. I'm short on Aussie dollar from Monday, and I'm long on pound NZD from last week Wednesday, actually. Yeah, last week Wednesday, off the back of CPI. So I've been in the trade for almost a week now. Well, actually a week. Today is Wednesday. So I've been in the trade for a week now. But yeah, I'm currently long on these two trades. I'm actually looking at scaling opportunities to add to the trade as well. So technically these two are on my watch list as well, because I do have a lot more upside. Well, I'm expecting a lot more upside for pound NZD, so I'm looking to see if we can get a retest of this zone here for additional entries, or a breaking retest of the high again for additional entries, because longer term I'm looking at price making its way back to the high there at 2.15. So I'm looking at opportunities to add to the position. We'll see if I get them. Aussie dollar, this one I don't really have. Well, I do have a level which I'm looking to trade from, which will be the retest of this low, but most likely that will take me out break even. But hey, if I get another entry and it works out well, then I'm not going to complain. But I do have targets around here which I'm expecting Aussie dollar to get. We've broken out this consolidation here, which is where I took my entry. So now that we've had this impulse consolidation, now I'm expecting the next impulse back to the lows here. So that's the plan I have with Aussie dollar. We'll see how that develops. I also do like NZD CAD, but I need to see a little bit more momentum shift there before I do take any entries. We have come back into my area of interest, so I'm keeping a close eye on NZD CAD shorts, because if I quickly scale to the higher time frames, you can see overall we do have a nice bearish trend at play. My voice keeps giving up on me today. Excuse me. Testing 1 2 3. Okay, we're good. So we do have this bearish structure here, and I'm looking to see if I can catch that next lower high on the full H and short it at least back to the lows here. I do think we can go further, but that's what I'm looking for the next kind of week or so. So I'm going to see what we can do in the retest of this zone here at 0.816. We have seen somewhat of a momentum shift there, but we have just come back into this local level of support. So I want to see a price kind of really give me a strong shift below that, and then that will be my entry signal. Stop loss just a few pips above the high. So I'm looking closely at NZD CAD. This candle's about to close in the next 13 minutes, so maybe I can get an entry signal in the next 13 minutes, maybe not, maybe wait for the candle after, but it's in a nice area to short from, and yeah, we'll see what we can get there. Like I said, I'm also looking at CHF JPY longs there too. It's quite a big pullback I'm looking for, but it remains a really nice level of interest for me. So I'm looking to see if we can find some support there to long. And that's pretty much it, to be fair. That's pretty much it. I do like Euro USD shorts. I do like Aussie dollar shorts. I do like pound USD shorts. I do like NZD USD shorts, but they've got pretty big pullbacks to have. And I kind of want to just focus on Aussie dollar, because that's the dollar pair I'm trading. So if it does have a bigger pullback than anticipated and I get taken out of break even, then I'll just hop back in if I get another entry. And it's kind of the same opportunity with pound, with euro, with NZD as well. But yeah, it's kind of where my attention is at for now. Okay, so where were we? What's up, William? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Aussie dollar, pound USD, Ash will take a look. CAD yen will take a look as well. Makes sense. I manage carefully if I'm in the trade. Appreciate it. No problem. Happy to help. US oil in buying zone. Okay, we'll take a look at oil. Where you put TP, the 100-200 across right at that point. My big trade next week is USD not buy. Okay. But yeah, isn't the swap on the buy going to be a little bit painful? I mean, I haven't traded USD not before, but exotics generally have big swap costs if you're going to long them. So sometimes it's a little bit off-putting if you're going to swing the trade. Day trading, of course, you can get away with it. Yeah, Casperia, we'll take a look at pound USD GJ as well. What was your analysis on the pound NZD trade? Okay, I'll do a quick breakdown on it. Lauder, NZD CAD looks very good. Up and down. My last ride closed 0.8117 to 0.81620. Okay, so you trade NZD CAD a lot then. I mean, it looks good to me, so I've got it on my watch list as well. Looking for some entries. So I'll see what we can get. But yeah, essentially looking for that next lower high. 1, 2, 3, and hopefully another move back down. And when you see trader, I've dabbled in C trader a long time ago, but I haven't used it in a while, to be honest. So, I mean, from what I've seen, C trader looks pretty okay. Of course, I've just got a lot of experience with MT4, and as of late MT5, so I'm very used to those platforms. But again, as long as the platform you can execute trades, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, I use TradingView for all of my analysis anyway, so when it comes to MT4, MT5, I'm just looking at it to place my trade really and just managing trades. So of course you do want it to be functional from that aspect, but from what I've seen, C Trader looks like it does the job as well, but I haven't used it in a while. Okay, swaps not expensive. For me, CAD, THF, JPY has always been expensive. Swaps, yeah. You're not wrong. Okay, I've got a bunch of pairs to go through. I'll go through Aussie dollar, pound USD, oil, and GJ. So I'm on Aussie dollar right now. So with Aussie dollar, for me, the analysis looks pretty straightforward. I'm looking at a big impulse to the downside. I'm looking at a correction or consolidation, if you will. Now I'm looking at the next impulse to the downside, back to the low here. So I'm very bearish on Aussie dollar, just looking for shorting opportunities as long as we stay below the range and we don't break back inside the range. If we break back inside the range, that does confuse things, because then this will be a big fake out. But as of right now, we're still trading below the range, so I'm still looking at this as being the real deal, the real fake, not the real fake out, sorry, the real breakout. And I'm looking for price to end up there eventually. So for me, Aussie dollar, pretty straightforward. As long as we don't break back above 0.648, just looking for pullbacks to short. As I said, the next area of interest would be the low here at 0.645, looking for a retest of that area. And then again, looking to sell it. Oh yeah, it just came to that low there. So yeah, looking to sell it and expect more downside, as long as we don't break back inside the range, of course. So yeah, that's the analysis. I mean, my analysis for the dollar pairs is pretty much the same, to be honest. Again, pound USD, very similar. Big consolidation. Market broke to the upside, had a big fake out. Now we broke to the downside. Now, as long as we can stay below this level here, I'm looking to short and expecting a lot more downside. Break back inside the range, things get a bit confusing as well. So dropping down to the 4H, this is my level of interest. This is my level of interest, 1.252, 1.253. If we can get a retracement into that area, that'd be fantastic. And then expecting a sell-off. Aussie dollar, same thing. Euro USD, same thing there as well. New Zealand dollar as well, same thing there too. Looking for a pullback, shorts. This one, we've already got the break and retest, so we've got the impulse there, consolidation, impulse, retest, another impulse. So now looking for another retest, another impulse to the downside. This here was our range, and price has broken out of it. So yeah, for the dollar pairs, as you can see, all my arrows are pointing down. I am very bearish on dollar pairs. From a swing perspective, we could see some upside for a day or two, of course, but I do expect them to eventually find resistance to come back down. What's up, Big Bang? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. I've been good. Thank you for asking. Hope you've been good as well. Welcome, welcome. I'll take a look at GJ. I'll go through my pound NZD position as well. I'll take a look at Euro NZD FX Wolf, but it's not as good as pound NZD. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I'm trading pound NZD, but let me start with GJ. Oil. Sorry, oil GJ, and then I'll go through pound NZD. So yeah, with oil, I was talking about some buying opportunities with this one, but it's not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. So with oil, I think overall we've got really established bullish trend here with us. So buys to me look very, very good. Buys to me look very good. I was talking about the high over here as the next significant target, 89.11. I think that's a really nice place to target from a swing perspective. Of course, you can have other targets below or above that. That's up to you. But that's kind of the next place I would expect us to get before we might find some strong resistance again. But as you can see, we're kind of stalling right now. So I'm just looking at this as retracement. We've had a really, really nice bullish leg to the upside here. This was our last impulse phase of the market. So now I'm looking at this as our bullish move. So now I'm looking at a retracement back to this area here, which was our prior high. Lines up really well with the 0.618 coming into 83. So looking at impulse, correction, and then impulse. So this for me is a really nice place to buy. A really, really nice place to buy. I like how price is moving as well. It's very corrective. So it's kind of showing us that the sellers trying to take price down, but finding it really hard to do so. So I would expect it to just be retracement and the buyers to take price back higher again. So yeah, oil looks very bullish to me. As of right now, there might be some counter trend opportunities on the lower time frames to short, but from a swing perspective, I'll be focused on the longs from 83. So I wouldn't buy it yet. I'll wait for a little bit more downside first, and then look for some buys. With GJ, again, GJ's at a weird place right now, coming into a lot of resistance. Again, for me, pound yen is still very much a bullish market. We're still seeing higher highs and higher lows if I zoom out. So the trend is still very much up, but we are stuck just below this resistance here. So I would want to see price break through this strongly as well. And then that could leave behind us a really nice place to buy on a retest from. And I think it'll be a matter of time before we take out the high there as well. So yeah, pound yen for me, still very bullish. We do have a very significant high on the higher time frames. If I go to the monthly chart, we've got the wick high over there. And we've got the body closure over here. So I think this is overall kind of like a big resistance for us for pound yen, which we are coming into right now. This is the monthly chart, by the way. Last time we were here was back in 2015. So it's been a while since we've been at these prices. But if we scoop back down to the 4H, so you can see a nice break and retest will take us into that monthly level. And then we've got the high over there, which price may want to take out because there will be a lot of liquidity resting above that area there as well. So we could see a lot more upside, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, everything's bullish, monthly, daily, weekly, all pointing to the upside. So I would only be looking for buys in these conditions. Of course, I wouldn't want to buy it now, but on a retest of that could make a lot of sense. So yeah, yen pairs still look very bullish. GJ, dollar yen, Swiss yen, euro yen, CAD yen. Some yen pairs are in areas where it's a little bit dodgy, but all in all, I would only be looking for buying opportunities. So yeah, with the pound NZD position that I took, the analysis is pretty straightforward. We're just looking to flow with the market in terms of the market structure, looking for higher highs and higher lows, and then looking to try and catch the next higher low to then take part in the next wave. So essentially with pound NZD, we've had a really nice bullish move here, breaking to the upside. Then we've had this pullback here. Then we've created another bullish move here. Now I'm looking for the next higher low to continue its path back to the high. So all in all, I'm just looking to try and catch the next higher low. Impulse correction, impulse correction. We've broken through a really, really big level of resistance. Now that's turned support. We do have that inverse head and shoulder pattern at play as well. So again, really strong pattern sign that the market's likely to push higher. And then in terms of the entry, looking for a big shift momentum to find my entry signal, which actually came from CPI. Let me just move this out of the way so you can see it a little bit clearer. So this is the level I bought from, 2.0915. And then we had this big move here, which was from CPI, which became my entry candle because I was looking for a shift in momentum here. It never happened. And then we had CPI, big candle, waited for the candle to close, took it on that candlestick. Pretty big stop loss. We're looking at 119 pips there. So it's a pretty big stop loss, but my target's pretty big as well. So it makes up for it. So we'll see how this goes. We are struggling at the highs there, but hopefully we can go and eventually break through that and take off. And I'll be looking to see if I can get into some more positions for pound NZD at 2.104 as well. So we'll see what we can do there. But yeah, that's pretty much the summary of the trades. UND, very similar analysis to that as well, but overall conditions are not as good as pound NZD. Reason being, we do have this structure here, which looks like lower highs, and this could be another one for a big move down. So that's kind of why I'm reluctant to trade UND and focusing more on pound NZD, because with this one, we don't really have any lower highs. We did back over here, but we've broken through them. So it's a bit more of a cleaner path back to the high than its counterpart. So I would be bullish on the lower time frames, but we are coming to areas where it's a little bit interesting. So we might expect to move like this, but you know, we could come straight back down again. So I wouldn't really want to swing the trade at these prices. I think this is a bit more of a day trade potentially. Back to the high. I mean, it could take a couple of days to get there, to be honest, but I would be a bit apprehensive at that level. 1.81. But yeah, my bias would be bullish on USD. NASDAQ, we'll take a look. USD CAD as well. Good to hear. Big bang. Oil, just had a look at that one. But yeah, in terms of the indices, it's been interesting because, of course, the indices have been very bearish over the past few days. And for me, I think it's just purely retracement, because looking at the indices in the higher time frames, they are all still very, very bullish. I mean, look at S&P 500. This move here is a colossal bullish leg to the upside. And I haven't really seen such a big move like that for a while. So it's a really, really big move for S&P. And now we've just seen a dip in price, and this dip is very, very small compared to this impulse leg there. So I do expect it to just be a retracement, find support, and then yeah, expecting price to make its way back to that high. So it's up to you what you're looking to do with this, what your plan is. Are you looking to swing the trade? Then you're kind of waiting for buying opportunities. If you're looking for day trading, then you're probably better off looking for shorter term sells. Because of course, as at the moment, we are still seeing bearish price action. So, you know, a push back into there is naturally going to be a nice place to sell. Even higher up there as well, naturally going to be a nice place to sell. But if you're waiting for a swing trade, a longer term buy, then you're kind of waiting for structure to shift and then find your buy signals to take it back up again. So it's kind of what your plan is. But we have come into an interesting area already. This resistance here now turns support at 50.544. Reason being, we're seeing a lot of rejection here. Look at all these wicks to the downside. That is not a good sign for the sellers. it means we're really struggling at this price, and we're probably going to see a bit of a pop to the upside. So yeah, would I buy that? No. But based on the price action, how everything's looking, it does look like we can probably see some upside there. But I would be wary as we approach some of these areas, because we could come straight back down. But yeah, we have approached an interesting area on the daily chart, and we're throwing a lot of wicks into it. So maybe price is going to stall and see its next push up. And of course, a really nice candle closure there on the 4H as well. Nice bullish engulfing candle. Yeah, this is kind of my entry signal type. If I can see this at my areas of interest, then I'm taking that trade every single day of the week. Well, apart from Saturday, Sunday, because of course the markets are closed then. But this is a really nice entry signal. If I see candles like this, that's why I'm getting into a trade, especially with the wicks as well. Wicks plus momentum always makes for a nice entry signal. But yeah, for Nas, I would expect, S&P, I would expect retracement. If I go take a look at NASDAQ, yeah, NASDAQ did break out that consolidation as well. So again, equally, we're showing a lot of wick rejections to the downside. So we probably will see a bit of retracement, but coming back to these areas, there's a good chance we'll probably see another move back down. We've just broken through a pretty strong level of support here. So yeah, I think for the indices, short term, still bearish bias, but yeah, longer term swing analysis, I think we're just printing the next high low for the next bullish phase. Of course, when that'll happen, I have no idea. Could be this week, could be next week, could be the week after. Do you ever trade counter trend moves? I'm considering long GU targeting resistance. I do sometimes, but under specific conditions. I will take a look at dollar CAD, Patrick. I do trade counter trend, but under specific conditions. But from my data, I can see that I'm a lot more profitable going pro trend than counter trend. So I try to keep my counter trend at a minimal, because I know it pays me less. So I don't want to be wasting my efforts where, it's least rewarded. So I try to take, 80% of my trades at least pro trend. And then sometimes, because again, Forex pairs, we don't trend all the time. We only trend about 30% of the time. So it's not always you're going to see pristine trending conditions and you're going to get really nice buy opportunities or sell opportunities. Sometimes the counter trend is actually the better trade. So when we do get, when those positions do arise, I will look to take them. But in a large sample size, under the right conditions, it's more profitable for me to focus on pro trend. So most of my trades are pro trend, but I will take counter trend positions from time to time as well. I will go for counter as well. But yeah, if things look very clear to me in terms of a bias I'm looking to trade, then I won't go against it, because I know traders who will have for example, a bearish bias, but because it's not the correct time to sell it, they'll then buy it first to then sell it later. So they want to take advantage of the retracement to then take advantage of the actual move they're looking for. Whereas me, I like just to sit on my hands and wait for that sell if it arises or it doesn't arise. So yeah, with pound USD, I can see logic for buys. I think we have approached an interesting area in the daily chart as well. So buys do make sense coming to this level. You can see really nice resistance a couple times, and now acting as support there too. So the buys there do have some logic, but I'm looking to see if we can hold this as resistance and sell off from that. If we break inside, then of course I'll back away. If you can respect it, fantastic. I'll look to take some shorts. But yeah, we have seen a lot of strong rejection here, so I wouldn't be surprised if you do see this happen. But it's just not my trade to take. And even if I was going to take it, the risk to reward is not that great as well. At least on the time frames that I'm trading. I will take a look at dollar CAD, and then we'll take a look at dollar CHF. So yeah, I haven't actually been looking at dollar CAD for a lot. Personally, I'm not seeing anything interesting on it, but at the same time, not many requests on stream as well. Don't think I even looked at it yesterday. But we do have a pretty big level up here at 1.39, which would be a nice place to sell from if we can get there. Because of course we can see previously when we do get there, we do see some big hefty reversals. At the moment in time, of course, we've seen a lot of bullish momentum. Dollar's been strong for the past couple of weeks, and yeah, prices really broken to the upside. We had a pretty quick retest on this area here on the lower time frames. Price used that to continue. And I do think we'll probably see something happen along those lines as well. Something like this to push up, and then maybe we get the bigger sell. But I wouldn't want to sell dollar CAD just yet because we're not quite at that zone. And there's still a lot of momentum in the market as well. So yeah, for me, dollar CAD, I still would be bullish. We've got a pretty confident uptrend on the low time frames here, dropping to the hourly chart there. You can see how confident price is moving. So I think 1.379 is still a really nice level to long from. If you can see a good entry signal at that area, continue this phase to the upside, continue that dollar strength back to 1.39. Then from here, the sells might look good. Of course, if we do start breaking structure, then I'll rethink my bias, rethink the outlook. But for now, I would still be bullish on dollar CAD back to 1.39, and then we see what price can do from there. Because of course, it could still break through as well. It doesn't have to hold. I will take a look at USDCHF. Jackson, what's my view on Aussie yen? I will take a look. I was supposed to look at CAD yen a while ago. I'll do it when I do Aussie yen. Let me go through dollar Swiss first. So yeah, as I said with dollar Swiss, I'm personally waiting for a sell because of the higher time frames. We're printing these lower highs, 1, 2, potentially a third. So I'm looking for a sell on dollar CHF. But at the moment, the market's still looking very bullish. So I can look to sell it if the trend is still up, of course. So I have to be patient for that to happen. First, I need to see price actually start to break structure first, clear out some lows, and then I'll be looking for some shorts to the downside. But until that happens, then I'm kind of just watching the chart basically. And if anything, this trend can still continue and see the next phase higher. So yeah, with dollar Swiss, it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for that swing move that I just talked about, then you want to wait for price to break structure and then start to sell. If you're just looking to take advantage of the current trend and look for buys, then you can leave a look for buys at the low of the range here, retesting prior resistance there. Or if you want to wait for price to break the high, then of course you can wait for that to happen as well and look for a break and retest there too. So it depends what you're looking for. If you're on the lower time frames, trying to day trade, take advantage of the momentum of the day, then you kind of just want to focus on your buy setups there. If you're looking for a longer term sell, and then we've got a lot of waiting to do before that does arise. But the uptrend still looks pretty strong and is not really showing a sign of reversal yet. So there is still room to the upside here for dollar Swiss. There is still room. And of course, DXY is a big driver of that. But yeah, my outlook on the DXY is still bullish. I'm looking for price to get here. This is a big resistance we've left behind with no kind of significant retest. So there is room to the downside for DXY if it wants to retrace and then continue in the next leg. If I get the Fibonacci from the low to the high, we do have 50%, 0.618 in those areas. So we could see a big retracement there for dollar. We could see a big retracement. I think that will give us a really nice opportunity to buy and hold for the next big swing. So we'll see if that can happen. I mean, at the same time, we do have some more local area of resistance, support, sorry, in this area here, which price can obviously hold and continue from as well. So we'll see which level it is, but from one of those two areas, I'm expecting price to push up. We'll see which one. Okay, so I'll go through Aussie yen and I'll take a look at CAD yen as well. Game JP2, I have no idea, mate. I have no idea. I'm not really concentrated on the Indian market, so I wouldn't know. Okay, so Aussie yen is, Aussie yen actually gave a really nice entry signal. I didn't take the trade because number one, it was on my watch list, and number two, I'm shorting Aussie dollar, so I don't want to be buying Aussie yen and then selling Aussie dollar, because that doesn't make much sense now, does it? But yeah, so yesterday I was talking about a possible double bottom on the retest of this area here, because we had this brief area of consolidation, then price broke out of great momentum, no retest of the zone, so this becomes a really nice fresh level of support to buy from demand, if you look at it that way as well. We had a nice retest on Friday, end of last week, and then we had another retest, and I said yesterday on the stream that this looks to be like a retracement, so potentially we can get another sell-off and a big wick to the downside, which did happen after some craziness from the yen pairs. Then we can look to buy afterwards, and we did see a nice shift of momentum after, and since then the market has trying to be pushing higher. But yeah, for Aussie yen, I think it's still a good buy. I think maybe the ship has sailed a little bit, because this is kind of where you want to find your entries. Now price is up there, so I wouldn't want to be looking to enter now. So maybe if it can come back down again and retest, then possibly you might find some entries there. But yeah, I think the boat has left the station. Boat has left the station? No, boat has left the docks. Train has left the station. That's it. So yeah, I think it's ready on the move. So if it does come back down, then yeah, maybe there's opportunity to buy back up again upon some more confirmation. But yeah, it's holding really nice area of interest, and we're still seeing very strong higher highs and higher lows here. So I would still be bullish. That could be the next high low, and we could see the next higher high at some point. So that's kind of where I'm at with Aussie yen. With CAD yen, CAD yen's a weird one, because this to me just looks like consolidation, but then again the trend is still very much up as well. So if we can clear the high, things get interesting. That becomes a nice buy. But right now we have respected the high about three times very strongly as well. So I wouldn't be buying it now, because there's definitely evidence that we're struggling to break higher, and we could of course do something like this. So I would wait for price to break the resistance first, and then look for some pullbacks. But yeah, Aussie yen, CAD yen, and pretty much every other yen after that, I'm still very bullish on. So only looking for buy opportunities for them for now. For me, CHF looks the best, so that's kind of where my focus is throughout the yen pairs. If I can get a retest of that, I'll be a happy guy. Dollar yen looks good as well. Retest of this, but dollar yen has just been so bullish. A retest of that could be a nice setup. Will we pull back that far? I have no idea. CAD yen, like I said, in that consolidation, but potentially breaking retest will look good. Euro yen, we're coming into some mess here, so I'm not really interested about long in that one. Pound yen likewise as well, in some resistance there, so we need to break through. Aussie yen, that was kind of left the boat a little bit. Left the boat. I'm making up things as I go along. Left the station. New Zealand yen, this one I'm bullish as well, but it needs to break structure. It needs to break structure first, then I'll look for longs, because we are failing at the highs here, which is not a great sign. So if we can break through them, things become interesting after that. No problem, happy to help Jackson. Not GMT anymore. Appreciate that, Ben. Yeah, I do need to change that. Okay, thank you, Sculpey. Appreciate my man. Yeah, and if you guys are enjoying the stream, please be sure to drop a like as well. It really does help out. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already as well. If you are enjoying the content, finding it useful, informative, it does help out. But yeah, catch you tomorrow, Sculpey. But yeah, I do need to change the title though. Thank you, Ben, for pointing that out. How is pound NZD doing these days? Not too much. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how this one goes. Of course, we are struggling at that resistance there, but the higher time frames look very good, so I'll just be waiting for opportunities to add to the position. For me, I think the break of the high is very, very important. If we get the break of the high, I think then we've got a smooth sailing back to the highs then. Well, I would expect it to be smooth. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. And of course, Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar is going to be an interesting one, because the trade I took was a bit more of an aggressive trade because the pullback was quite minimal. You can see here we had an impulse to the downside, and then this was the pullback, and then I shorted. So it's a pretty aggressive trade without much pullback. But because there was a lot of momentum in the market at the time, it made sense. Now some of that momentum has died out a little bit. So you can see price is starting to struggle at these areas here. Hence why we're looking a little bit bullish now. So Aussie dollar could potentially push back to these areas before coming down, which could take me out the trade, of course. But in all honesty, I'm looking at quite a lot of dollar pairs. So if it does mean I get taken out the trade, it probably means that other opportunities were set up, like potentially Euro USD shorts up at those areas, maybe pound USD shorts or New Zealand dollar shorts. So it might be one door closes and another door opens sort of thing. But yeah, I'm looking at New Zealand dollar here. You can see price just respecting all of these prior lows and prior highs, sorry. So I think there's a very good chance that we get back to this level here. So if we do get a retest of this structure, I do expect the next phase just to push us down. This was a key support, which the market has broken through. So in my book, sales look very good for NZD/USD, and of course Aussie dollar is that same thing at the moment right now as well. So yeah, hopefully we can see some more downside there for NZD/USD. If I do get stopped out for Aussie dollar at break even, then I'll probably shift my attention to NZD/USD if Aussie dollar does not give me a good entry. But again, I'm very bullish on the dollar right now. Dollar pairs are depressing at the moment. Why are they depressing? And what's wrong with the dollar pairs? I mean, I actually like the dollar pairs a lot. The dollar pairs are at the top of my watch list at the moment as a collective. I'm not looking to trade them all because I'm pretty much trading the same opportunity, but whichever dollar pair gives me the better opportunity is the one I'll take. But I am very bullish on the DXY. I mean, DXY, beautiful move last week. Really nice move. And I like it when we have our breakouts and when they're very forceful, because 7 times out of 10, you're going to see continuations of that move once we do get a pullback in. So all I have to do now is find out where that pullback is going to happen to, and then look for entries in that area. So yeah, I really do like what I'm seeing with DXY. I have to admit, DXY has been hectic for a while now. Price action hasn't been the clearest, but it is starting to clear up. At least back into that resistance, and then we'll see where we can go from there. So yeah, if DXY can pull back, I mean, again, it doesn't even need to pull back. I'm already shorting Aussie dollar anyway, so I mean, if dollar wants to be very, very bullish right now, then that's fantastic for me because it will help out my Aussie dollar trade. But if it does pull back, then I'll be looking at the other dollar pairs to short. Okay, Euro USD and GU mainly. I didn't look at the others. Just been chopping all week. Yeah, it has been back and forth. It has been back and forth. I mean, for a lower time frame point of view, yeah, it has been yeah, it hasn't been great. It hasn't been great on the lower time frames. But again, that just goes to show you, there's different ways of looking at the market. Because for me, I'm very excited about the dollar pairs. I think there's really good opportunities coming in based on this previous price action here, because this to me looks like a lovely bearish trend. High, low, high, low, high, potential new low, looking for the next high, for the next low. So for me, I'm really liking the dollar pairs because the trend is pretty clear, and I'm looking just to try and catch that next lower high. Of course, if you zoom in and look at the price action there, then yeah, I'm lost as well. I wouldn't know what to do in that area. But from the 4H, I think it's pretty clear, at least from the way I look at the market anyway. So if there isn't anything that makes sense, if the pairs are looking depressing to you, then the best thing to do is realize, okay, price action isn't great. I'm going to be looking to sit on the sidelines. And again, there's nothing wrong with that as well. Sitting on the sidelines is a position in itself, and I think if us retail traders knew how to do that a lot more or do it better, we'll be saving a lot of money, a lot of heartache. So if the markets aren't great, sit on the sidelines. If they are good, then yeah, you want to jump in, take your trades without hesitation. Of course, according to your plan. And same for pound USD as well. Really nice bearish trend over the past few weeks. High over there, next low, lower high, next low, lower high, next low. So now I'm looking at next high for next low on a retest of these areas here. So that's why I do like the dollar pairs, because it makes sense to me on the 4H. Same for the DXY, looking for the next high at some point. We have the low down there, high, low, high, low, high, next high, low, maybe retest of this area, and then we push on. Of course, that's not guaranteed. I could be very, very wrong as well. I could be very, very wrong, and price could completely sell off there for the DXY. But, you got to accept all outcomes, trade your probabilities, and think of the long term. And for me, probabilities in my favor here, so I'll be looking at taking these trades if they set up. Yeah, it looks clean on the higher time frames. Yeah, I mean, again, that's sometimes, using different time frames will give you different insights. There's pros and cons to using multiple time frames. Sometimes it will just confuse you. Sometimes it will help out. For me, I don't use many time frames. 4H is my main time frame for market structure and looking for opportunities. I use the hourly for entries, but then I will look at the daily and the weekly sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, just to see what the higher time frames are doing, because I want to be in their direction essentially. So if the day and the weekly are kind of confusing, then I'll probably refrain from trading altogether. If the day and the weekly are very clear and there's an uptrend or downtrend, then I'm looking at opportunities in the 4H and the hourly to take advantage. So that's kind of where the multiple time frames come in. But I think if you're going to use every time frame from the monthly down to the minute time frame, you probably end up confusing yourself, because some will be bullish, some will be bearish. You wouldn't know where to go. So you want to have your time frames for direction, your time frames for your entries. At least that's how I look at the market anyway. And it keeps things pretty simple as well. But yeah, going forward, how's the NZD CAD looking? So yeah, looking a little bit bullish there. I'm looking at shorting NZD CAD at this area actually. I'm looking for another lower high because again, we've got a pretty clear trend at play. I'm looking for the retest here for another move back down. But I'm waiting for a good shift in momentum before taking the trade. And we did see a nice candle here, which technically is a bearish engulfing, because if you look at the previous bullish candle here, this bearish candle just closed below the body. But that's where discretion comes in, and also experience as well, because some bearish engulfings, some bullish engulfings aren't worth taking. And some bearish and some bullish engulfings look very, very good and are worth potentially even increasing your risk on. Not that I do that, but there's some really good entries that you can get with bearish and bullish engulfing candles. This one, although it technically is a bearish engulfing, it doesn't display much of a shift in momentum. It pretty much shows us that all the bullish momentum here has kind of been met with equally as strong bearish momentum. I need to see price kind of pushing away from that to tell me that the bears are really in control essentially, and then I'll take my trade, and then I can short it back down to the lows here, and probably go to break even, and then we'll see if price can really get going, which will be the lows down there. So that's kind of my thought process here with the position. But as I saw that candle closed, I knew it's not going to be enough for me to take that trade based on how I enter the market. So at the moment, it's looking like we're forming somewhat of a consolidation right now. So I need to kind of see price give me a strong candle like such, and then that will give me my entry signal, stop loss a few pips above the high, break even around a 1-to-1, and then I'll start looking to trail my stop loss targets down there, and I do have targets all the way down here as well. So I think there is a lot of distance to be had. So that's why I really like NZD CAD, because I want to short it back down to the lows here. Yeah, but at the moment there's no entry signal, so I have to stay on the sidelines for now. But yeah, I will be keeping a close eye on NZD CAD because it's at the top of my watch list in terms of to take a trade right now. It could give me an entry signal in the next couple of candles. I do like the dollar pairs, as I said, but they've got some pullbacks which might take a day or two. And pound NZD, I'll keep an eye for some buys in the retest of that level. Aussie dollar, I'll keep an eye for a retest of that level to short. But yeah, that's kind of where my interest is at now, and CHF longs as well. Okay, just put a sell order on USD NOK. Fair play. 11.000. Can't be bothered watching it all day. Fair play, Poppy. No messing around. I mean, I suppose it's not far from 11. Yeah. So 11 would be more or less back at that resistance there. Comes back there again. Poppy's in a nice sell. So yeah, I mean, it's a nice area, USD NOK, where it is trading at. It's a nice area to sell from. And it's coming back into a pretty big level there too. But me being a trend trader, always looking to follow structure, I'm always looking for the buys here rather than the sells. But yeah, it's a nice level. I mean, price is throwing a lot of wicks there. So there's a good chance you'll probably see a nice rejection. Get yourself to break even, and we'll see how far price can go. But yeah, Poppy, the only person I know that trades USD NOK, so fair play. Fair play. I don't think I've traded it before. Appreciate it, Kelvin. Appreciate it. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please be sure to drop a like. It does really help out. Appreciate everyone who has liked the video so far. And make sure you do subscribe as well. I think we do have... I don't think we've got any news today, so... Or anything, or any meaningful news, I should say. I don't think we have any meaningful news this afternoon, so it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, there's not much going on today. Yeah, nothing really. Then tomorrow, got a bit of Aussie news, unemployment rate, USD, jobless claims. So yeah, rest of the day, it should be pretty smooth sailing. Shouldn't really be seeing any mad moves in the market. But let me not jinx, I say. And then Thursday does heating up a little bit. And Friday, not much there either. So yeah, pretty smooth week. I mean, of course, we've had some big weeks just gone past. So it's only right that it does get toned down a little bit. It's a risky trade. The stop loss are really small. Yeah, but I don't really think... I mean, because trades being risky, it's... the only way I deem a trade to be risky is if there's no thought process behind it, really. Because every trade... yeah, every trade can work, every trade can fail. As long as there's an edge and there's a plan at play, you take it enough times, you know, you're gonna eventually pay yourself. Maybe not on this trade in particular, but in the long run, yes. So I try not to view trades like that. But yeah, it might have a low probability of playing out. So yeah. But hey, if you got a small stop loss, it works out. You could be looking at a really nice risk reward. Pound CAD is failing at the highs here. I think that's more pound weakness than CAD strength. We shall see. I do like this one, then the CAD. Really nice structure as well. Nice momentum. The only thing I don't like about the position is the big wicks here to the downside. That's some hefty rejection there. So I do not like that. But if I can get some strong rejection to the upside, now and then cancel out this. Or a strong shift of momentum. Bank of Japan cannot intervene for now. UJ going to 160. Why can't they intervene? Is it because... I mean, we did see some kind of weird price action yesterday. The yen pairs was spiking down. Was that Bank of Japan? I suppose that was, to be honest. Big spikes around 2-3 o'clock UK time. Pound Seed Chef, we'll take a look. I haven't looked at Pound Seed Chef yet. But yeah, for dollar yen, we touched on 160 yesterday. But yeah, it's been so bullish. It's been so bullish. I mean, the retracement there is pretty much just consolidation, really. But yeah, I mean, 160 is a good shout. We talked about that yesterday. It's a pretty big level on the monthly chart. Back over here from 1990, believe it or not. But yeah, now that we've broken through resistance very strongly, momentum's still strong. Yes, there's room for retracement, but I would not be surprised if we do push to 160. I mean, I remember, Russ, you were talking about 155 last week. We're almost there. We're almost there. I will take a look at pound CHF. Yesterday was just scaring buyers. Well, yeah, I can imagine that definitely did scare some buyers on the lower time frames, because that was a big wick there. Would have liquidated a lot of people in these areas. I see it as 50-50 with a 4-to-1 risk reward. Yeah, I mean 50-50, 4-to-1 risk reward, you're very, very profitable. You're very, very profitable. Don't even need a 50-50. It could be 40-60 and you're still very profitable. And again, that's where the maths of trading comes in, because you kind of forget all the fancy technicals, all the lines you're drawing, the rectangles you're drawing, and whatever strategy or style you're looking at. At the end of the day, it does come back to the maths of your edge. Does your win rate give you profitability with your risk reward? If yes, then whatever you're doing on the chart, whether you're doing whatever strategy, whatever, as long as it gives you a win rate with a profitable risk reward with that win rate, then you got an edge, and you keep playing out those numbers. Of course, you can keep tweaking and improving things, but that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Does your win rate and your risk reward give profitability? If it's a no, then you've got work to do. If it's a yes, then keep doing it. Don't have to go ahead from the US. Yeah, okay. I will take a look at GR30. Kojo, no problemo. Look at the yen basket. It's lower again. Yeah, oh, it did break through. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is very true. That is interesting because, of course, we've seen a lot of strength in the Japanese index, and of course that's caused all the Japanese crosses to be flying, and now we're seeing a bit of a breather. I mean, I think the trend is still very much up, so I wouldn't be surprised if we're gonna print a new high low in pretty soon and see the next wave. That's what I'm still expecting. But yeah, we are still breaking support. This needs to get going again for the yen pairs to really start soaring. I mean, there are some areas down here. I'm not expecting such a deep retracement, but there are some areas around the 37 K area where we could find support and push up. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. Anyway, let me take a look at pound CHF before I forget. So yeah, pound CHF, where are we? So yeah, pound CHF's at another interesting area. We've come back into this structure at 1.14. This is where we formed that last lower high. 1, 2, which gave us the low here. Now we're back there again. So again, this is not a bad place for a sell for another move back down. So same bias as your CHF. Like I said, I think the CHF pairs have come up to some interesting areas where we could be seeing lower highs develop and possibly some big reversals. So naturally, this is a nice place to be looking for some sell opportunities. You can see on the weekly chart here, we've got a bunch of wicks into this area, 1, 2, 3, 4. So even from a weekly perspective, you can see prices really struggling at these prices as well. So it's a good sign that we could see a bearish move. We could see a nice bearish candle on the weekly, and we could look to trade that on a lower time frame. So scaling down to daily, we are breaking structure as well. You can see this bullish trend has been kind of torn apart now. You've broken outside that bullish channel. So yeah, it's actually looking like if it was me, I'd probably still wait for support to break first and then look for the retest, just because I'm not seeing a clean level to short from at the moment. I mean, I do like the fact that we've broken out that channel, but yeah, there is no clear-cut level for me to short. I mean, this was not a bad place to short, but now that we're struggling to break the lows, it's not the best sign. So if we can actually break lows first and then retest, that becomes a really nice short. And targets, all of these lows here could be your targets depending how far you want to push the trade. But yeah, with pound CHF, I think this is a really nice sell. Higher time frames look good, a lot of rejections. We're in a nice location. We've broken out that bullish ascending channel. We're starting to form some lower lows and lower highs now. If you can break through the support as well, now we're really starting to develop with a strong bearish trend. Then you've got nice retest pullbacks to take advantage of. So yeah, pound CHF definitely would be having a bearish bias. In terms of a A+ setup, I would wait for that support to go first and then look for the pullbacks. But yeah, for me, pound CHF looks like a really good sell. Looks like a really good sell. Higher time frames agree to. So yeah, I do like what I'm seeing with pound CHF. It looks a bit better than euro. But yeah, they're similar pairs anyway, so they'll be doing the same thing, generally speaking. I crashed in 2 trades yesterday. I can take a loss on USD not this week. What does crashed in 2 trades yesterday? I crashed in. Is that take profit or? Oh, cashed in. Why did I think I saw an R there? I cashed in 2 trades yesterday. Okay, you can take a loss on USD not. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, if you do have that buffer, you can afford to be a bit more aggressive. I mean, there's different ways of looking at. Some people, if they bank some nice trades, then like, okay, I'm done for the day or done for the week. I'm not trading till the week after. Others, you can use those profits to your advantage and be a bit more aggressive and say, okay, if I do take another loss, I still got a cushion and I can potentially use this to my advantage and bank another winner. Comes down to more of the personality of the trade, I would say. Yeah, it closed CAD shorts just before the news. Yeah, makes sense. I don't know. I thought I saw R there. Cashed, not crashed. But yeah, so GR30. I said I'll take a look at that one. What's been cooking? Oh, okay. So another retracement here, as with the other US indices. Yeah, so again, same thing as well. Really, really strong move to the upside. This most likely is just a retracement for the market to find its next higher low and then continue higher. So dropping to the lower time frames, I think because we still do have a pretty clean bearish trend here. Shorts still do look good. Coming back into these prices here, 18,080. So it's like a nice place for a sell. If we can start breaking structure, then there might be some buys to take advantage of, or on a retest of that area there to then buy. So I would be waiting for some buying opportunities, but structure's got to go first. If we do break structure, then you're simply waiting for the pullbacks. If you're on the lower time frames, then for now I would still have that bearish bias. We're still very consistent with all these lower highs. So I'll still be looking for another one to print. And that's kind of my outlook across the board for the indices at the moment. Still very bearish, still printing in major lower highs. So still be looking for downside from that perspective. US 30, got some areas here. S&P, got some areas up there. And then if you can start to break structure, then I can change that bias and look for longs. But so far, bearish structure is still very much intact. So can't be looking to do anything just yet. Okay, let me take a look at NZD CAD. Okay, so still waiting for that to break down. We're leaving another wick to the upside. The candle's about to close in the next 10 minutes, but I doubt we'll see the shift in momentum I'm looking for. So probably no entry there with NZD CAD. So yeah, we'll wait for the next candle after to see what happens. But it's in my area of interest, so I just have to be patient. Because we could still, of course, break higher. We don't have to hold this level. But I'll be looking to see if we can. So this could be a third trade I add to the portfolio. If I do get the setup. Appreciate it, Kojo. From Ghana, wicked. Whereabouts in Ghana? I only know about 2 places in Ghana, so probably wouldn't know, but can always find out some new places as well. CAD CHF does short does look good. Haven't actually looked at CAD CHF. Haven't been looking much at the CHF pairs. CAD CHF. Yeah, I agree. I agree as well. I like the higher time frames too. It would be nice if we had a bit more momentum, but you can see from the structure, high, low, lower high, new lower low, that I will be expecting some type of lower high to form. Give me a retest of this area here. And then we get the continuation. Either one of those levels. But yeah, I would be bearish on CAD CHF as well. And you've got really healthy target down here too. Big level resistance. So yeah, I do like CAD CHF. I mean, like I said, there's CHF pairs in the areas where we're likely to see downside. Which is lining up with my CHF JPY bias as well, because I'm looking to long this one. So hopefully I can get some opportunities there, but the closest one to forming is the NZD CAD one. So that's kind of where my focus is right now. With the current trades I'm in, Aussie dollar and pound NZD, both of them stop losses to break even, so there's not a lot of management to do until I start trading stop loss. Until I start trading my stop loss, which is not really close right now. I need price to be breaking the lows here, and then I'll start looking to trail the stop loss. Pound NZD, I need price to be breaking through the high first, and then I'll start looking to trail stop loss. So I don't really need to focus on these guys so much right now. I'm just going to keep an eye on NZD CAD, keep an eye on CHF JPY, because those could give me some entries, and I can take another trade as well, because my 2 trades at the moment are break even, so there's no risk on the table anymore. So I can take a third position. Good morning, HK Money. Welcome to the stream. Any thoughts on WTI crude oil? Yeah, we did touch upon oil, and I said, boys. That's a bit weird. Boys. I said it again. Buys. There we go. Boys. Buys do look good from 83. I'm looking at this as a retracement, and I'm looking at longs back down there. Essentially, with oil, we've seen a really nice uptrend here, and as of late, a really nice bullish impulsive leg. And this to me just looks like textbook correction. So if you can find support here on 83, see nice shift in momentum, I think that's a great place to look to place your next trade if you're looking to swing it, of course. And then I'm expecting price to end up back at the highs there at 89.11 and eventually 93.64. But we have broken through a pretty big level, which is this level here, 83. And now that level is now going to become support. You can see resistance a few times here. 1, 2, 3, 4 was support briefly there. Do expect that as support again and take us up. We have a pretty established bullish trend on our hands here. So as long as we respect structure, I expect that to continue. So yeah, oil going forward, very bullish, very bullish. I wouldn't buy it yet. As I've said, I'll still wait for correction to this area, but I do expect new highs sooner or later. Look at Palladium. Never heard of that before. Maybe I'm just being stupid there, but I've never heard of Palladium. XPD USD. So yeah, or have I? Maybe I have, because I've got some drawings there. When was that? That was back in November 2023. Okay, so market's still very bullish. Coming to some interesting prices. It's an interesting one because we could be seeing a higher low at this area. But I wouldn't try and force it because you're trying to catch a falling knife at the same time. Price is really bearish, and if you're looking to buy, yes, we've got some nice areas. You've got the prior high there as well, but it's a very aggressive buy. So I would wait for more confidence to the upside first. And what I mean by more confidence is just more of an established bullish trend. Nice move there, pull back, another move there, pull back, another move there. I'd like to see it break the high. And then you've got really nice levels to long from there. And it could be the start of the higher low, but I would wait for price to break that structure for confirmation. If we do break the high, then yeah, there's a long way for us to go back up again. But for now, I would focus on the longs, but I would need that high to break. If you're currently short, then I would be a little bit careful as we approach some of these areas, because buyers would definitely be sitting around here. So I wonder where your take profit is, but I would be careful around 1,000, around 1990, around 1980 as well. So maybe there could be areas where you take partials, or maybe you stop loss to break even. So I would watch out for that. So yeah, we'll keep a close eye on NZD CAD, pound NZD, struggling at the highs there, Aussie dollar, struggling at the lows as well. So I will keep you guys updated with that position. Just entered the CAD CHF short 5 minutes before the hourly candle. It's gone green already. That's always good. Well, yeah, well, good luck with that position, Poppy. Good luck with that position. Hopefully price does continue to sell off. Has come back to a nice area in the 5 minute. But yeah, I would wait for a bigger pullback, but of course I'm looking at the higher time frames to you, so horses, different courses for different horses, is that the saying? So yeah, I would wait for a bigger pullback there before I short, but oh, was it pound CHF short? Oh, not CAD, okay. Yeah, that one's seeing some downside as well. But yeah, same thing for pound CHF. That's a good short to me too, but I'll wait for that low to break first because we've had a lot of rejections here. I mean, I do still expect it to break, but I'd rather short underneath it. So that's what I'll be waiting for. But yeah, same bias as well. Hopefully I can join you. But yeah, I will be keeping a close eye on NZD CAD because that is, I mean, it's not the top of my watch list in terms of the best opportunity, but it's at the top of my watch list because I can get an entry very, very soon. I still do really like the dollar pairs to the downside, Euro USD, Pound USD, so I will be keeping a close eye on those dollar pairs there. Of course, I'm short Aussie dollar already, so I'll be managing that position there. Then yeah, we'll be keeping close tabs on Pound NZD because I'm looking for scaling opportunities as well, and I'll be managing that position. CHF JPY I like as well. We'll be looking at longs in the retest of 168.400, and I'll keep an eye on CHF pairs, but the dollar pairs do take precedence, so I'll be more focused on those. And yeah, that's pretty much it, to be fair. Don't have many on my watch list, but I want to keep my watch list of only high quality opportunities which fit my plan very well. Because if I want to, I could try and force a lot of opportunities, but there's no need for that. But if I do anything in the markets in terms of managing my partials, or not partials, sorry, managing my trading stop loss or take a new trade, I will post it in the Telegram group. So make sure you're there. A link to that in the description below. I will be live again tomorrow, same time as always. If you have enjoyed the content, guys, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe. It really does help out. And make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. We don't have any news today, so pretty smooth sailing. No one should be blowing any accounts today. Well, you still could, but let's not make that happen. But anyway, guys, have a fantastic day. Thank you for coming onto the stream. Thank you to my moderators as well. Have a fantastic day, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next one.